This morning, everything you need to know about the coronavirus and keeping your family healthy. With new cases being reported daily, it's important to know how to prevent the spread of germs. And that's where we're going to start with Dr. Oz, who's here. We know about washing your hands. It seems simple. Let's dive deeper into it. I've heard 20 seconds. Is that right?
20 seconds. Listen, we're going to give you a bunch of tips. It's a coronavirus survival kit. Think of it that way. It'll be on todaytorres.com. It's a one sheet. Dr. Oz social sites. Print it out. Give it to your friends. We're going to start with the DIY vaccine.
Okay.
Everyone talks about washing their hands, but it's about keeping your fingers clean.
Yeah.
That's why we fist bump. Why? Because this is 1/10 the number of bacteria than if you shake someone's hands firmly. So it matters. But washing your hands is not just about getting your fingers wet. We actually have a working sink here, right? So you can put the soap on there, but this is pretty critical. Once you get the soap on your hands, don't just wash the back of your wrist. No one cares.
Right.
It's your fingertips that matter.
Okay.
See, with the Turkish twist, let me see a little movement there.
Yeah.
Right? Back and forth.
Is this how the health workers do it?
Yes, this is what we do in the operating room, which is why this is important. It's what the World Health Organization recommends.
Okay.
Then, once you've done that, you do a little thumb twist. Right? Keeping the tip of the finger.
Why the thumb?
Because we have opposing fingers for a reason. What will touch our face is our index finger or our thumb. So keeping those clean matters. And then finally, grease the palm. Not too early.
Okay.
Grease the palm. Get the fingertips clean like this. Now, you got 20 seconds to meditate on life.
Yeah.
Don't think about just staying calm. Realize that we're a can-do nation. We can stay ahead of this. If you just give the healthcare system a little bit of time, we'll work this out. Now, how do you turn the sink off?
I would just
No, that's not the right way to do it.
What's my sink?
I know. You take the napkin. God darn it, I can do everything for you, Carson, all right?
Take a napkin?
All right, take a napkin.
And use this. I do this in public bathrooms, but not at home.
Well, at home, if there's viruses in the family, you got to protect each other. Listen, you're not going to get sick and die, but someone dear to you, an older person with critical illnesses, autoimmune problems, they will. So you got to take care of the house. Then use this to exit the door as well if it's in a public environment.
This is my new problem. I wear contact lenses. They're disposable. My fingers are in my eyeballs all the time. Would a tip be just to wear your glasses more right now?
I know. The bigger tip is keep your fingers clean because you're going to touch your eyes whether you're putting contacts in or not. Mathematically, if you look at the numbers, some people up to 3,000 times.
That's bad, though, right? That's right. That's virus right to body.
Bingo. Well, this virus does not pass because I cough in your face. It passes because I touch something. This is called a fomite. It's an inanimate object. The virus is on there for 7, 8, 9 days.
I know we're stealing your time.
Go ahead. Lots to cover.
See the commotion over there, Savannah.
Thank you, Dr. Oz. We have important stuff to talk about with Dr. Torres, don't we?
We do.
Hand sanitizer. Is it as good as washing your hands?
It's almost as good as washing your hands. If you can get to a sink, that's the best thing to do. But a lot of times we're not near a sink, so you want to use hand sanitizer. People use these alcohol gel hand sanitizers that are everywhere.
Are they all created equal?
Essentially, the main thing is you want to make sure it has at least 60% alcohol. That's the key to them. And if you buy it on the market, more than likely it is, but become a label reader.
Okay.
The way you use it is you take basically put a bunch on your hands. You want to cover.
Show how much that was. It was a lot.
This is a lot here. This is
that right?
Right, and because you want to be able to cover your whole hand.
Okay.
You work it through your fingers, and essentially you just keep working it until it's dry. It's going to take about 20 seconds to dry.
Oh wow, this is more than I would have used.
So don't stop rubbing until it's dry. And that's what happens is people tend to do this, and then they get to the point where it's not dry anymore.
Is the rubbing making it more effective?
It is, and it has to be on your hands for at least 20 seconds in order for it to kill the virus.
Okay. And then assuming you don't go dunk your hands into dirt, like how long does this stay effective?
Well, this will stay effective until next time you touch something, and then you get it on your hands. But the one thing to remember is, you're going to be doing this, and then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to pick up your cell phone.
Yeah.
That cell phone, who knows where that thing's been? So you want to make sure.
I've dropped my cell phone in the toilet.
So if you're looking at surfaces.
Oh, I'm not alone. I heard that.
And then you have to figure out how to pick it up. But if you're somewhere out and about and you're in public places, your keyboard at work, you want to clean them. There's two different ways. There's the sprays and the wipes. These essentially are made for this type of thing. And what the CDC says is regular household products will work, household cleaning products.
Lysol, whatever.
Right. But a lot of these you can see, they say on them specifically, especially the wipes, you'll kill 99.99% of the germs. If you look on the back, a lot of times they say will kill human coronaviruses, which is something I think they've had since the SARS epidemic, back a few years ago. The main difference being with the sprays, you can get more penetration. With the wipes, they're more convenient. The big thing is you want to put them on the surface and you want to let them dry on the surface. Don't wipe them off. Let them dry.
I'm not rubbing it in with paper towel?
No, well, the wipes you're rubbing in with the wipe. These ones you want to just spray as much as you can.
Really?
And let it dry. If it's been there longer than 10 minutes, they say 10 minutes is kind of the maximum. At that point, you can go ahead and dry it off.
Okay.
But for the most part, just let it dry.
And now, does it have to say antibacterial? Or is it like if it says disinfectant or bleach or whatever, it works?
If it says disinfectant or bleach, it should work. We're actually putting a link on our website on today.com that's the CDC-approved wipes and sprays that you can go to. But essentially, if it has hydrogen peroxide, ammonium chloride, ammonium hypochlorite, those are the the ingredients you need to know about.
We got to go because Oz took all our time.
Their
time.
All right, so in the event that you have to self-quarantine, like here in New York State, 1,000 folks have been asked to self-quarantine. You find yourself caring for someone who may have been exposed. Good idea to be prepared for that. NBC investigative and consumer correspondent Vicki Wayne is here with a shopping list of things to have on hand just in case. And we start with the dry goods.
So important. And you don't have to run out and get it all now, but let's start adding to your shopping list the next few trips. You probably already have some of this. Pasta, dry goods, rice, super important. Beans, that's good. Don't forget about the kids with the nut butters, some jellies. Protein bars are a great thing, oatmeal, and but I don't know about you, but I have to have popcorn and chips in my house. It's not a survival thing, but it's a comfort thing. Canned goods, same thing. Canned meats, a great idea. These are going to last you a long time, and that's the key. The idea is you may not be getting out to the market for the next couple of weeks or longer if you end up developing symptoms. So you want to have these items that are shelf-stable in your house.
You want to remember the pets.
Absolutely. One of our Twitter followers actually said, hey, don't forget about the animal supplies. That's important. Sometimes your pets need meds, not to mention the food or other items they're going to need, plus a bottled water supply. This is CDC and the Department of Homeland Security. Not worried about contamination in the water supply, but always a good idea to have some extras for any sort of emergency.
Toiletries and medications here.
Hygiene products as well. And let's talk about baby products. You know how quickly those babies go through their diapers. So you want to have things at home that make you feel comfortable. That's going to help you reduce the anxiety because you're going to feel like, hey, I have what I need if I need to hunker down for a couple of weeks or longer. This is vital. We were talking about this last week. The over-the-counter medicines, it's cold and flu season anyway. So they talk about how there's no cure for COVID-19. Yeah. You're just going to want to alleviate symptoms and stay comfortable. So that means having pain relievers, cough medicine. If you rely on prescription drugs, do what Al did. Get that extra 2 months supply right now so you have it. You have peace of mind in case there's any sort of disruption to the supply chain.
And the cabin fever can get real.
Yes, 100%. You could get bored once you're done binging. You're going to want to have those games, have those books, things you can do as a family if you're not isolating folks from each other. This is really important. Go back to old school stuff. Read a book. Maybe that 2 weeks of quiet time will do you some good.
Or actually sit and talk to each other. Isn't that crazy?
Oh, come on, guys. Come in.
So old-fashioned.
A big thank you, Dr. Oz, Dr. John.
Dr. Dre, thank you.
I learned a lot. I learned a whole heck of a lot. And, of course, we've got all of it on the website, today.com.